safeties honest. He's a guy that could definitely burst onto the scene a little bit there in South Florida.
And here's a deep threat, vertical guy who can take the top off of a defense. And Carson Beck's used to that. And I think that's what Mario saw in this guy when he was looking for a transfer receiver. This is a guy who could put up some really, really big numbers and set up field position in games and tight games where they need him the most.
And have a guy like that at your disposal for special teams. He's valuable.
Coming in at our number 20 spot, none other than the Miami Hurricanes, and boy, have they picked up a gadget at wide receiver. That being Big 12's top kick returner, Keelan Marion, transferring in from BYU. And Brad, like I mentioned in the intro, this is a speedster. This guy can do it all. I think he reached over 20 miles an hour top speed. I mean, good luck catching up with this guy if he gets behind you. Brad, my question to you is, you see a guy like Marion in the return game. Is he just a gadget guy for the Miami Hurricanes, or are we going to see him make an immediate impact at the wide receiver position as well?
Yeah, Nate, this is a fascinating guy for me. I did not realize, he's from right down the road from us here. We're in northeast Metro Atlanta, but he's about 30 minutes south of us, and started his career at UConn and had a okay time at UConn, and then of course transfers to BYU for 2 years, and nothing crazy, but was a productive guy. But Nate, I think the first thing that stands out, and you mentioned this, is he's very, very productive as a returner. Fielded punts his freshman year at UConn, and then both years at BYU was an extremely productive return guy. Two kick return touchdowns last year. So that's the first thing that jumps off the board, is when you have a guy like that at your disposal for special teams, he's valuable. As far as the passing game goes, like you said, not a big time target. Only 24 catches last year, but I look at this Miami passing game, and Shannon Dawson, their offensive coordinator, he's very, very crafty in getting guys the ball. I'm definitely not comparing these guys, Miami fans. I'm definitely not saying that this guy's going to take his spot. But Nate, something that does come to mind is they need a replacement for Xavier Restrepo. That was a guy, man, he was so much fun to watch. Just, he got open. And when we saw at the combine, he's not very fast. I think Keelan Marion is definitely faster than Xavier Restrepo, but Restrepo was sudden. He was a very, very good route runner. And I think a guy like this going to Miami, where he's going to get, I think he's, no disrespect to UConn and BYU, but he's going to get coached up. He's going to get a chance to develop, to get developed a little bit more. He's a guy that I could see taking that slot position. We know Carson Beck, is needing some weapons, and I don't think this is a guy that's going to bust out for 80 catches and 1,000 yards. Sure. But with his speed, with his ability to keep safeties honest, he's a guy that could definitely burst onto the scene a little bit there in South Florida.
Oh, I think so too. And again, here I go with the comparisons. I'm going to make an immediate comparison to one of Carson Beck's former teammates in Arian Smith. Here's a deep threat, vertical guy who can take the top off of a defense. And Carson Beck's used to that. And I think that's what Mario saw in this guy when he was looking for a transfer receiver, a guy who can come in and replace Restrepo. I don't know if replace is the right word, because you can never really replace a guy like that. But pick up where production was left off, so to speak. This is a guy, another NFL comparison I want to make, Marquise Goodwin. He's just that top-end speed, is going to help tremendously in special teams. And Brad, college is different than NFL. They don't go by the NFL kickoff rule. So you get that running head start from the receiving end of the kick. This is a guy who could put up some really, really big numbers and set up field position in games and tight games where they need him the most.
And I think that's such a good point. Look, even if this guy, he had 2 last year for BYU, if this guy does not return a touchdown this year, just his threat could win you field position. It could make, special teams coaches and special team staff say, hey, we don't want to kick to this guy. So that's a built-in advantage. And even if he gets you if he gets you starting at the 30 to 35 yard line, that's close to the end zone you have to get. So he's an added weapon. He's added value just for special teams. But to your point, and I love what you said, I don't know that you replace Xavier Restrepo, but look, once again, I just think about this guy. I'm like, this guy really has a chance to break out, and I think that Shannon Dawson offense, kind of that spread that they're gonna have some spread concepts in there and some air raid concepts in there. You need this guy in the middle of the field that can just get open, and then when they do send him on a vertical, if with that speed, he's got a chance to put some safeties in a predicament, and this could be a guy that, like I said, if Carson Beck and him develop a good rapport. Once again, I don't think he's going to go for 1,000, but he could make an impact for Miami. I really, really think he could,
and I think he will. Yeah. I mean, we look at Miami. I have in my notes, no kick return touchdowns last year for Miami.
It's a big deal, yeah.
That's going to change this year.
Yeah.
It is. And if this guy's back there, he's got a shot every time. Speed end around, speed sweeps, kick returns, punt returns, slot receiver. Mm-hmm. This guy can play it all, and he is going to provide so much stability for that offense and special teams that I think Miami has been lacking. And we're going to talk to Ashley Friedland here in a couple weeks. She's going to give some great insight again into that Miami football program. I'll be curious to see what her thoughts are on this guy and what she has seen from him so far as well.
Absolutely.
If you're a Miami Hurricanes fan, drop a comment down below what you think about your new gadget wide receiver weapon and Keelan Marion coming over from BYU. Is he the guy for Carson Beck? Is he the missing piece for your Hurricanes offense? Be sure to subscribe down below, give this video a like, and turn on that bell notification so you can stay up to date with our latest content. We'll see you next week. It's time to break the huddle.